Hello, hello, hello. Hey, where did Javier go? He was here just a second ago.
Maybe he had to do what I did just before the air starts. Yeah.
Welcome to Wednesday Wham, everyone. I am your hostess with the mostest, the Chief Bean Counter, Barbara Kjellberg. I also just happen to be an artist as well, on top of being the Chief Bean Counter. And I have been for 38 years. I'm also a colorist and a writer. And tonight we're going to have a very, 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 very fun night. Everybody loves the round robins. But that'll be up in a minute. Kaz, you want to?
Really short. I am Kaz. Kasisi Harris, you can call me Kaz, one of the writers here at Silverline. Did something in the Christmas issue. Looking forward to Silverline Team Up Volume 2, starring Tempest and Miss Fury. Another super, super secret project, which I hope to reveal soon as the draft gets approved. And then, among other things, I just like to hang out with these venerable artists here on Wednesday. So
I feel venerable most days.
Yeah, mine even says venerable right down there. Yeah, I'm Rob Davis. I've been in the industry about as long as Barb has, maybe a month or two longer. Started out as a letterer, became an inker, and then a penciler, and kind of stuck with that because that was the most fun. And I've been doing it off and on ever since, working for companies like Marvel, Malibu, DC, Innovation, Caliber, a bunch of different stuff. I also am a self-publisher now. Penciling and inking and sometimes writing my own stuff, and have added to that crazy mix, working with Silverline, penciling different books for them, Twilight Grim, and the occasional covers on a bunch of other stuff. And some of that's available on what we're going to talk about next, right, Barb?
That's right. Hey, Pops. Pops says heyo. Speaking of writing, Kaz wrote, he edited the latest issue of Divinity, and I printed it off. So I'm going through, and I was working on that just before we came on.
I'm excited
making changes.
This one.
And when I'm not doing that, I have got, this is issues 9 through 12 in these two notebooks here, that I'm starting to jot down and transfer into the computer. I write these during shows when it's really slow.
When there's a bar, yeah.
And I basically plot out.
Shows, yep.
I have 4 issues in those 2 books here.
Cool.
Yeah.
It's good to have it in the can.
Yeah, yep. 9 through 12 is gonna resolve some big questions.
Yeah, I'm excited about this. Good.
All right. So, speaking of big questions, we have got a crowdfunder going on right now, and the big question is, are we going to get any more pledges for this? We have got,
please.
Just yes, we will.
We have 42 days to go, and we have got some amazing, amazing things to offer. And we're continuously adding to this. We've got rare comics. We've got Kickstarter exclusive. We've got foil covers and convention exclusive. We've got mystery bags. We've got original art and sketch covers. We've got commissions, and that includes Rob is doing commissions. We've got T-shirts. There's some of the complete comic sets that we've got for sale. We've got 4-issue series, including Cat and Mouse, Divinity, Kalis, Trumps, and Twilight Grim.
You love to binge. This is the time to get in, right? Because you can get the full story, right? You don't have to.
I just had a thought. Maybe the reason people aren't getting this is because they're going to the beach. take along some of these to read at the beach.
Exactly.
Get
Yeah.
some of these and you can read these at the beach.
Mhm.
We've got a bunch of overstocked foil covers, and these foil covers are amazing. Kablam Digital does such a good job on the foil covers. They are awesome. We've got Daytona Beach Comic-Con exclusive limited editions. Here's some of, like I said, we're doing commissions, and Jose Fuentes is doing sketch covers. Rob, is Iron Man one of yours, Rob?
Yeah, that's a print I did, but it's a something similar to what I would do in the studio for somebody who got a commission from me. But yeah, those are prints I sell at shows.
Yeah, those are awesome. T-shirts, I should have worn mine tonight, but I didn't think about it. I'm going to pop out of here for a second and then come back in to present.
Oh, the original art?
Yes.
Yeah. There's a bunch of it in there. I think if people see some of that, they'll go, ooh.
Yeah, all high quality stuff. Gosh.
All right. This is some of, there's a link on the crowdfunder page that will take you. There is so much original art that we couldn't put it on the crowdfunder page. We had to actually put a link to what's available. And this is just some of the art that's available. It's pages from Friar Rush. It's a bunch of Friar Rush pencils. Those are Humphrey.
Aaron Humphreys, yeah.
Aaron Humphreys pages, yes. We've got, there's some more of his. Oh, this is the stuff that I donated. We have got Divinity pages, inks, my inks over Alex Zarabia's pencils, and we've got cat and mouse pages, my inks over Dean Zachary, and these are phenomenal. Yeah, these pages go, I mean, they're you wouldn't believe the prices on it, because I sell these pages at shows for over $100 a piece, and I think the prices that he's got on these are just a fraction of that.
I put the link in the comments, so.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Feel free to go to that link. Yeah.
I know that there's some more though. I thought there was some more, because I'm pretty sure that unless somebody bought it already, there was
be gone already.
30 photos, it says. That looks like what you just, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, somebody must have snapped up.
Yeah, because there was a bunch more. So, yeah.
Somebody must have snapped up one of the other ones that I donated, because it was done by a really, really cool artist. Okay. Anyway, the point is,
you can't. Oh, go ahead, Mark.
No, the point is, we need your help. The whole purpose of this crowdfunder was that we lost a pretty penny when Diamond went bankrupt, just like everybody else. But some of the companies out there could absorb it a little bit better than we could. We're a small company. We didn't go into the red. Let's we're not crying. No, but we did have to put a couple of projects on the back burner because we didn't have the money to produce them. So we're trying to recoup some of the money that we lost. And even if you just shared the link that has posted, that's a big help. But there's a lot of good stuff there available. And please go take a look.
And if you're questioning it, just know that when Silverline puts stuff out in general, so let's not even talk about this operational expense one, but in general, when we put out a Kickstarter or a Fund My Comic, these are things that are finished. So when you support and back Silverline, you're not supporting like somebody's dream of, conceptual.
It's not vaporware. It's not vaporware.
Yeah. We're what that is. Concepts that are flushed out. Artists have already worked on it. Just the thank you page is typically the thing that we're working on, and that's because we're getting the Kickstarter. We want to recognize those folks who did the Fund My Comics. So please, support in any way you can. That could be, like Barb said, share the link, or even talk, even if it's word of mouth to a friend. Hey,
I'm sorry, I can't hear you guys. Let me try it again.
Okay.
Okay.
yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you hear me now? Hear me now? Yeah. Support in any way you can, guys. Yeah.
Oh.
And if you like what we do in general, like, subscribe, share on all the social media platforms you cool guys are on, right? Cool guys and girls you're on. So we appreciate the love all the
That's
time.
right.
So
Give us all the love. We can use it.
okay, I'll shut up.
All right. I hope everybody's good out there and not got that bug that's going around. Yeah. I was half afraid I would come back from Europe with.
I'm traveling this weekend. We're not going to order any salads anywhere.
Yes.
That would be safe.
Yeah.
Or not even on our burgers or whatever.
That's right.
Oh my
Dick
gosh.
and my daughter and my husband are going to go to Indianapolis to see the Fever. It's a father-daughter thing that they do every year, even though my daughter is 44. They go do something, and they're going to go see the Fever this weekend. So that means I'm going to go out for supper by myself. And Dick's like, "Don't eat any salads."
Yep.
He knows I love salads. Don't you dare get sick while I'm not here. So I have my orders.
No kidding.
There, can you hear me now?
Can you hear us?
Hear you.
We can't hear you. Oh, you're muted. You're muted.
Okay, now I'm not.
Yeah.
Woo! Can you hear us?
All good now.
All
Can you
right.
hear us?
Can you hear
Yes,
us?
I can. Yes, I can. I'm Javier Lugo. I'm an artist, and I'm here late, and I'm technologically challenged. Hi, let's play.
Oh, righty. Good. You're here just in time because I have the very first. And for those out there who have never played round robin with us before, it's fun. I ask a question. Everybody gives their opinion on the questions that I give, and it may range from anything from comics to movies to books to food. So it's a free for all, and we always have a really good time. And my first question: if you were stuck in a room, which one would you choose? Clowns or mimes? Okay, I start off.
I think I would choose a mime, and I'll tell you why. If it's pure entertainment you want, I think in some ways a mime can fulfill the same things a clown would. But if I got sick of, I'm an introvert, right? At some point, I'm going to be exhausted with this other person, the presence, right? And the fact that a mime doesn't talk means that I can close my eyes and imagine that they're not in the room. And so I think I could find solace, right? When I want to re-engage, they're physically there. And then when I don't want to see them, and I just don't have to see them or hear them, unless they're shuffling around, obviously. So I would choose mine, I think.
Rob.
For a similar reason and the same thing, I would choose mimes as well. Because after a while, clowns, they're making noise, they're talking, and I'm going,
yeah,
stop.
Yeah. And that way you don't have to hurt their feelings, right? You can just look away. Look away. Yeah.
But yeah,
besides, you could probably take a nap around a mime, and you wouldn't even know he's there.
Yep.
How about you, Javier?
Are we talking multiple mimes or multiple clowns or just one?
That's a good question. Probably just one.
Oh, yeah.
I'd take the mime. I take the mime. They're quiet. They'll finally have some peace.
Yes. Well, I'm just slightly coulrophobic. I cannot stand clowns. I'm not really scared of them. They're just like, I don't like them.
Yeah.
I don't like them. I'm not necessarily terrified of them. I just don't like them. And in
some
high
clowns
school,
are mimes as well as just a clown, but yeah.
Yeah. In high school, I was in speech class, and we had we did a whole semester where we did miming. So I was actually dressed in the black and the white face and doing all that stuff, and it was kind of fun. But definitely, I would go with a mime over a stupid clown.
I think if we amplified it and we said multiple, I think it would reinforce even more that, that I want to
Well,
be mime.
absolutely, because if you close your eyes, they're going to do it with each other. They're going
Right,
to
exactly.
be doing it.
Entertain each other. You can go at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let them go with each other. Yes.
Practice, hone your craft with each other.
I'm stuck. Oh no. All righty. Who do you think should be financially responsible for the catastrophic property damage in major cities every time the Avengers save the world?
Ooh. Oh, that's easy.
Okay. You're on.
There's usually a wealthy member of the Avengers who doesn't hurt for money. They can afford to foot the bill. They can.
Is it fair that he always has to play cleanup for him, though?
Yeah, if he was a part of the cause of the damage. I mean, who? I mean, if they're truly that wealthy, then yes. I don't think. I mean,
yeah, if we've got Elon Musk level, money going on, $1 trillion. Yeah, I mean, what's a couple of bill?
Right.
But every time they go out, they kind of. I mean, sooner or later, they're going to run him dry. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, but I think that the money-making mechanism that fuels it will be okay. Like I think he will be okay. I do.
It seems a little unfair that he provisions them, he houses them, he makes all their weapons, and
he volunteered to do that.
Cleans up their mess.
He volunteered to do it.
The Quinjets, everything, and they're all involved in making the mess.
Don't be an Avenger. I mean, come on. You know what I mean? Like, if I mean, you're gonna ask, like, I mean, maybe Thor can do it. Maybe Thor goes and just gets a resource from a different realm and brings it into this. I mean, that would kind of be even worse. I think.
Do a D&D style. Go out and go through a dungeon and find a dragon and bring his horde back.
Don't you think
pillaging?
Anybody else should pitch in? I mean, I think in a few stories I've seen where the Maria Stark Foundation pitches in.
Yeah, they can. I think they can pitch in, right? If they have the means, they should. But that should rest on the Avengers, I think, in my personal opinion. Because they help. I mean, no one else is causing that. Johnny down the street didn't do that. Like, that level of destruction. or they beat up the villain enough to make the villain pay.
Get his horde.
Yeah.
I think either the United Nations should cover that, or the Illuminati should pay for that.
That is an option.
Very good.
I mean, everybody's benefiting from that Avengers saving the world multiple times, so the whole world owes them. So, yeah, give up the loot, you know?
Yeah, I mean, they're the heroes coming in to save it, and then they have to pay for the mess, too?
That makes no sense. It makes everybody quit.
I mean...
You think Hawkeye can afford Avengers-level destruction?
And that's why I'm
saying to feed his half-blind dog.
He can contribute what he can, but some people didn't ask to be saved. Like Johnny over there did not ask for. Now he is on Earth because Hawkeye did what he did, because Tony did what he did, and Thor did. But at the same time, they were sitting in their office building, and now they have to contribute to flip the bill for something. I get what you're saying, but I just think there's a different economic level.
All right, so let's take the Avengers out of it and say the X-Men.
Okay, hold on. Does Wakanda exist? Because that solves everything.
Wakanda exists too, yeah.
Yeah, then right, playing with vibranium, doom done.
Or the Justice League.
Oh.
Wayne can, yes. Yeah, the same thing. That would be the equivalency to me.
You want my answer?
Yes.
I think the world and maybe the UN should start an insurance fund that all the countries in the world pay into, and the Avengers pay
Oh my God.
pay
Pay it to pay
So
your
Membership fees, yeah.
dues, yeah.
yeah.
they pay the
but,
deductible, is what you're saying?
Destruction.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Avengers
like a
pay the
superhero
deductible, and the
HOA.
A small percentage of all the countries in the world. You know, the Avengers are protecting the world. Let's set up a special insurance fund, and the all the countries in the world pay a little bit in to according to their
percentage
ability
of their
to pay. GDP. Yep,
GDP.
absolutely, and pay it that way.
What if your country never is one of those insignificant? I can never
Never-
see action. Your country never sees action whatsoever. You still have to do it.
Then you're blessed.
And you're still,
It's true.
really.
But you're paying
Insurance.
I know.
I pay on my car, and I've never been. No, that's
Yeah,
not good.
exactly.
Yeah, well, remember, guys, insurance is not an investment.
It's true.
No.
Well, no.
It's against
No.
economic loss. It's to bring you whole. If you lost $1 million, they'll pay you $1 million, not $1 million once. You don't make money off of insurance, by definition.
All right, we ready to move on?
Mhm.
Okay. Are crop circles created by aliens or bored farmers?
Both. Oh, sorry. I didn't know if I'm sorry. I just both. I think some are created by. I mean, they don't even have to be bored. Some are created from people who just want to do it, right? And then others, I think it's highly strange phenomena that creates it, whether it's aliens or interdimensional beings or ghosts,
The farmers got the idea from aliens.
potentially. Or maybe an alien saw a farmer do it and it was like, oh, I could do better.
Well, this is the communication.
Yeah, I could do it in like a fraction of the time. Look.
How about you, Rob?
I think it's humans. I don't think it's just farmers. There was a bunch of guys over in England that were doing it as a prank,
Yeah.
and I think that's what it is.
They actually showed how they
I
did
think
it.
aliens got a heck of a lot more to do than to make weird crop circles on the planet Earth, if they exist. I think aliens do exist, but I don't know that we've been visited by them. If you look at physics, it's unlikely that some alien race has come to Earth. Besides, if they have the ability to travel that far, why would they come here? You know, that's my question.
Especially right now in the
but
heat wave
no.
and the smoke.
But I think it's people pulling pranks or just doing it for fun, or just yeah. I think it's human beings doing it. So
Javier?
Okay. You know how dogs, when they're going to lay down, they do like little circles, right? Follow me here. Okay. So since cryptids are related to dogs, so what they do is that they go out in the fields and they do the circle thing to lay down, but then they remember, nobody can see me, and they
So
leave.
it's Bigfoot.
So what you're seeing is actually the little, they're them trying to lay down in a field where they're finally safe, and then remembering they're not supposed to be seen, they leave, and the evidence that's left behind is the crop circles.
Well, how about those crop
That's my
circles that have
theory.
got geometric designs all made?
Well, it's not just
big,
one.
So it's
There's
Bigfoot.
there's like a big mama, this little baby, and that's why the circles all different colors and different sizes.
Oh my gosh.
Goldilocks.
Then they started listening to some speed metal, and then they start all rotating to the left, right, in a circle. Yeah. And then thank you. Yeah, crop circle.
Yep, to the left. It is up
To the left.
So it's one big marriage party. It's a wedding reception.
Yeah, by invisible creatures, of course.
A cryptid wedding reception.
Yeah, we'll do the time warp again. I think it's humans. I saw something somewhere where somebody proved that they could do that, where they took a board.
Yep, instead
And a rope.
They drilled 2 holes or a hole in each end and put a rope there, and they took that board and they took a step, and put their foot on the board, and they
Takes a while.
Yep.
crunched the grass down. But yeah, I think it's humans. I don't think it's aliens making
For sure.
designs in our wheat fields. Besides, why is it just
Yeah.
wheat fields? Why isn't it, like, or cornfields? Why isn't there,
Or
like,
out in the desert.
sand?
Why aren't they
Yeah.
doing them out in the desert?
That's right.
Well, the Nazca lines are out in the desert
Yeah,
in
that-
Chile, man.
That was definitely human beings.
That was.
did that
That
as well.
To be fair,
Yeah, for sure. But that's more of the same thing.
But
Maybe it's people trying to communicate with the aliens.
But the flattened lines, though. So wait. Maybe if we're talking about the shape of the like animals and the human on the ground, that was people. But there are actual lines that are straight, just completely straight. There are mountaintops that are just carved off
Anastasia lines.
that are flat.
The Nazca lines, yeah.
There are mountaintops that are just flat.
Yeah, and in Great Britain they have what they call ley lines, which is if you and I think it's human beings finding a pattern wherever they look. But if you get out, you can go, oh, these churches, they all line up. Well, yeah, if you stand in the right place.
You've been reading too much Dan Brown, is what you've been doing.
But there's a physical line that is completely straight for miles. Like, how does that? I mean,
I don't know. I just came back from Stonehenge, and I can't.
You can't. Yeah, we can't fathom how.
Thinking about how long ago they made that thing.
The guide told us how it was done, but
everybody
to have that kind of precision.
Well, and to bring those particular stones were not native to that area.
They were like from 30 miles away. Most of them,
they showed us where they were mined from or quarried from.
Yeah.
Okie doke. Back to comics. The fake fan test. Is it acceptable to only watch the movies and claim to be a fan of comics?
No, I don't think so.
That's a fake fan for you.
I don't know if I would call it a fake fan. I think they're the fan of the movies. But are you saying, are they a comic fan? I don't think you should call yourself.
They say they're a comic book fan based solely on watching the movies. They haven't read a book.
No, but I think they can say they're a fan of the comic character. Like, I think if you watch the Daredevil series, you can say I'm a fan of the comic book character. I don't know that you can say I'm a fan of the comic, right? Because you probably haven't read any of the comics. But you could, I mean, it's a comic book character. That's the origin of it. So you can say I'm a fan of the comic book character, right? I'm a fan of the comic book adaptation. Yeah.
Do you agree with that? Do you think that they're fake fans if they say, oh, yeah, I love Wolverine? I've only ever seen him in the movies. I have no idea what's...
Who are you asking, me or Javier?
You. Rob.
Me. Okay. So we're going, all right.
I just don't. I just pick.
I don't. Yeah, we can go clockwise. I don't think so, because the movies are one thing and the comics are another. I think if you read the comics and you watch the movies, you're a fan.
Yeah.
If you only read the comics, you're a fan. If you watch only the movies, you're a movie fan.
Right.
You're a fan of the character or you're a fan of the movies. But if you're not a comics fan if you don't actually read the comics. That's
what this is. Can you say that you're a comics fan if you've only watched the movies? They call those fake fans.
No. I wouldn't call it a fake fan.
Right.
I just would say they are not a fan.
Yeah.
Because I don't want it to be so negative. So fake. Oh, you're a fake. No, you're not a fan. You're a fan of the movie, and that's fine.
You're not a comics fan.
But you can't be a fan of the comics if you don't read them.
Right.
So, yeah.
And you don't want to exclude. That's a sure way to start excluding people. You're a fake fan. No. Don't you ever like Daredevil and you haven't read? It's like, okay, dude, calm down.
You're not fake anything. You're a fan. You're just a fan of the movie, not the comics. So, yeah. So. Yeah, I just like fake. All right.
Listen, I want to welcome everybody into the comic book fandom. Everyone. You watch the movie, you're a comic book fan. Why? Because that movie doesn't exist without the comics, not vice versa.
True.
That's true.
Okay. So, for example, if you're a Cleopatra fan, doesn't matter if you saw her on a piece of embroidery, on a Egyptian, I don't know, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. You're a
Obelisk,
fan.
yeah.
That's okay. And eventually, these people will eventually come into the market and eventually come to our geek store and our industry, and they are going to purchase something.
I hope so.
Even if it's like a popcorn tin, it doesn't matter. Every person that loves these characters or like these characters, a fan of these characters, will eventually be a fan of the original drug of the comics. That's my thought.
Well,
Yeah,
I
we're-
have a different point of view. I would say that all fans are valuable because they generate income that funnels back to the comics industry.
So
Even the
far.
Funko Pops. Yeah. I mean, I just came from a show this past weekend from Cedar Rapids, and this one vendor, my God, he had like 8 tables full of Funko Pops, and they were all comic book, and people were just snatching them up right and left. Now, somebody,
big.
it's probably,
They're big.
even if it's DC and Marvel, they make money off of the licensing for those characters. So even if you're just a movie fan, you're buying memorabilia or fanish things, you are contributing to the business. So in that regard, I welcome them.
That's why I don't call them fake fans.
Right.
Leave the fake out of it.
Yeah.
They're a fan of the movie, but they're not necessarily a fan of the comics, which is okay. That's fine. That's fine with me.
Right.
I want them to remember though that they started out in the comics, and that's that's where they came from. Remember that.
There you go.
It's good to make a distinction, not to be derogatory, but to make the distinction because the comic medium is still a medium, right? And I think if you were to go, okay, that obviously means they're a fan of the comic, but they don't really go and read the comic, right? Then it's like, okay, it's almost like that will eventually be lost, right? And it will become a term only, and not necessarily the comic thing would be glorified. In my opinion, I think it's
just
good.
hand them a Silverline comic, guys. Just hand them a Silverline comic. Boom, done.
Right.
Immediate acceptance into our fandom.
Let's hope.
That's it.
I don't want to turn them off by calling them fake.
Yeah.
I do know several people who have been drawn to the books
Yes.
from the movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's fine.
They
Synergy is the word.
That happens across industries, right? Like, right, I watched Starship Troopers before I ever read
Starship Troopers.
the movie.
Yes.
Make that a question so we can talk about it, Barb. I'm ready to talk about that right
Ooh,
now.
here we go.
Gosh, no,
Robert Hanley, let's go.
That's
Robert
my
Hanley,
alma
yeah.
mater. But the movie,
One of my favorite writers, by the way.
I watched it a long, long time ago. It appealed to me at that time.
Right, but did you compare it to the book? See, that's the thing. Just Dune is the same way, right? If you watch the 80s Dune, and then I did, and I loved it. And then I read the book, and I was like, okay, we missed a lot. Lady Jessica is not like this, right? Like,
I read the book Dune.
That's why you're not a fake fan. You're a fan of the Starship Troopers movie.
And then
hopefully it will take you eventually into reading the book itself.
There you go.
Which I have. Number one, I have not watched the movie. Number two, I have not read the books. So
for which one?
For Starship Troopers or Dune, for that matter. Dune is just so overwhelmed. I mean, how many books are there?
Don't just read the first one. Just read the first one.
But even it's like this thick.
Yeah, that's all you need. You only need the first one.
I know.
It's kind of like Highlander. There is only one.
Well, it's like all the Pern books. I mean, the first one or two Pern books are essentially all you need. All the spin-offs are just.
Well, it's a money. It's generating more money. Is all it is. Mostly for the printer.
All right, I got a good one for you now.
Okay.
Do you believe in ghosts?
How do you wait, when you say that, how do you define ghosts?
Ghosts, you don't have to necessarily see it, but you have seen evidence that they exist, and they're and more than just you have seen, or and I guess it doesn't have to be more than one person, but you have seen evidence that they exist. Whether it be capturing balls of light on film or whatever. Do you believe in ghosts? I mean, it's kind of an easy question. Do you believe in ghosts or spirits or the afterworld or, coming to visit you?
So I believe there is an unseen, right? And whether that be, a ghost looming here or, I don't have any evidence of it. This is purely a me opinion, faith-based answer. I've never seen balls of light. I've never, taken a picture and then seen somebody's hand. I've never done any of that stuff. I just have a high level of belief that I don't understand everything, and that, if energy can't be created or destroyed but transferred from one form to another, then even though I don't understand that transformation, right, that transition, I do think that there is something. And that's why I asked, what do you term a ghost? I don't know that I would term that a ghost, but I do believe that
spiritual world, whatever,
whether it's consciousness or whatever, lives on or occupies some place that I don't understand. Yeah. So yes, the simplest.
How about you, Rob?
I'm kind of in the same boat that Kaz is. And this whole thing about energy is always conserved. It's mass equals energy. They're equal things. So the energy is conserved. So when the problem is not knowing what the soul is, the consciousness. What's consciousness? Does it continue after this shell stops breathing and wastes away? I have to think that something happens to that consciousness. It either, I mean, I have this concept that we're all beams of light, and a connection of certain beams of light create what we are. And once we break down, those beams of light are spread out again and join in to make another person.
Into the ocean of light.
Yeah.
You haven't had any weird experiences?
I've had some, but most of them can be explained one way or another. But it's just, I was talking to my wife earlier today, and she was saying that she heard footsteps in the house. So, and it wasn't me. I was still up here, not walking around anywhere. And it was last night while she was in bed, and I was still up here working. And she said she thought she heard someone walking into the bedroom. So, and I've heard strange things like that too. And again, it's completely unexplained. I can't explain it. So I just attribute it to it's unexplained. I don't know what it is. Like what they call UFOs now. That there are some of them that are completely unexplained. What are they? We don't know. And that's what I associate with that consciousness, is that's got to go somewhere. Yeah. It's changing somehow. Now, does it stay here and continue to try to communicate with us? Possibly, but I don't know that for a fact. But it does seem like there are plenty of people that believe it. Yeah. But I think a lot of times people believe something enough that they make it happen. So it's the mind is a powerful thing. The consciousness is a powerful thing, and it manifests in different ways. So are ghosts real? I don't know. I really don't know. But I've seen some stuff that I can't explain. So,
how about you, Javier?
I think the key word here is belief. No, I don't believe in any of that. That doesn't make it any less true or less false. I just don't have to believe it. Yeah. The universe exists with or without my belief in it. So whatever's happening happens, regardless if I'm there or I'm not, or it's before my time or after my time. It doesn't matter, honestly.
Yeah.
Very cool answer. Well, I do. Because I've had way too much proof, and not just by myself, but with other people around. When my brother passed, after my brother passed, he's quite the prankster. And he's had a
And
ton.
he's still a prankster, huh?
Oh my God. I mean, I believe before that, because of one incident that happened years ago, when again there was 4 of us there. It was myself and no, there were 6 of us. My aunt and uncle, my parents, and Dick and I. We were all visiting my aunt and uncle down in Texas, and they said that they had a ghost, and they would. This is back when they had shag carpeting, so they would rake their shag.
That was
carpet.
big.
Oh, yes.
The shag carpet was big.
They would rake their shag carpeting, and then they would find footsteps in it, that they hadn't put there. And we were like, yeah, sure. No, seriously, you'll hear somebody go up and down the hallway at night.
Mm-hmm.
And Dick was definitely not a believer. And I'm like, sure. And sure enough, that night we heard footsteps. Like, you go answer the door. I'm not answering the door. You answer the door. No, I'm not. And then we're all sitting around the kitchen table the next morning going, all right, did you guys hear the footsteps? I was like, yeah, we heard the footsteps. And then somebody knocks on the garage door, and we're all like, all 6 of us turn and look at the garage door. And my uncle gets up and opens the door, and there's nobody there. And the garage is closed. So that was like, And then when my brother passed away, the evidence was just overwhelming. He would pull pranks on us all the time. And it wasn't, and again, it wasn't just me. Sometimes it was just me, but there was evidence with other people present. I think the most powerful one was he left his drag car to his daughter, Shannon, who wanted it. And this was his baby, his prize car. He got when he was 16 years old. It was a Nova SS. And so she took it to a shop to have it returned to street legal. And while it was there, the shop burned down. And so the car was destroyed. And she got the news while we were out working on my brother's farm. And she was completely distraught. So my sister, myself, and my niece was sitting under a tree, just, she was bawling. We were trying to comfort her. And the car radio in her car, which was off, by the way, starts blaring out this music. And Dick was in the house, and he comes out and he goes, "Where's that music coming from?" And we're all looking around, and they're like, I think it's coming from Shannon's car. The car was off. And all of a sudden the music comes out, and the song was Black Cherry, which was the color of Dave's Nova. The paint color. Now, explain that one. Yeah. I mean, that was just one of many incidences that I can't explain. Him moving things.
Yeah.
And stuff like that, leaving.
Yeah, my 70, 71, 72 years, I've had stuff like that happen around me too. It's just completely stuff showing up where it's he moves things around and stuff. He's always
so 50% of humanity has experienced something like this. I see. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, because 2 out of 4 did it. So yeah.
Well,
okay.
and again, I'm saying I can't explain it. So
I can't explain it either. It's just,
could it be coincidence? It could be. It could be something that is explainable, but we just don't know how to explain it. So I don't know. But
the much more comforting thought is that it is supernatural and it's beneficial.
It was one step too far.
Yeah, it's comforting.
There you go. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, his phone, his picture would turn up on my phone every single day for 6 months after he died, and it was supposed to show the picture of the day. Oh, yeah, it's the same photo. Anyway, let's move on.
That one we could talk about for an hour.
Yeah, I could talk about that for a long time. If Mount Rushmore were devoted to comic book heroes, who would be the 4 faces on the mountain?
we just did that last week.
Yeah.
We did?
Yeah,
Well,
we
in
did.
a
I
form of,
wasn't here.
yeah.
Oh, guys, we could have sounded so smart today with our answers already made.
Well,
We
we could
had
switch
this.
it. We should
Have I
switch
still
it to
got my list?
creators.
Well, that's what it was. So
Yeah.
we should keep it the way you have it. That's
Oh,
why.
okay.
Sort of, okay.
Comic book heroes.
I think it would. To me, I think Batman would be on it. Superman would be on it. But I also think that Spawn would be on it, and I think that it's hard. Spider-Man. I would pick those four. Not
Okay.
because of powers or anything, just when I think of influential like comic book superheroes. I mean, I wish I could do like more than those, but I think those.
Mhm.
Would...
Rob?
Superman, Batman, Captain America,
Oh,
and
that's fun.
Iron Man. Although I could put all kinds of other people on that fourth
Not
slot.
Wonder Woman?
That's that's no. Well, yeah, she could be up there instead of Iron Man, but yeah, there's again, it would take. I
Yeah.
kind of like Kaz. There's a
Yeah.
after 3, 4, 5, and 6, could be interchangeable.
Yeah.
So yeah, Wonder Woman could be in there, but I was trying to go for an evenness between DC and Marvel, and Wonder Woman would give it a 3 to 2, a 3 to 1 advantage over Marvel.
How about you,
for
Javier?
DC.
My superhero Mount Rushmore. I'd have to go with. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, and Spider-Man.
Mhm.
Yeah, those are good too.
Those are good choices. And I'm going to go with Batman, Superman. Everybody seems to agree Batman and Superman.
It's just
Captain
like
America
absolutely.
and Spider-Man.
Captain
Yeah.
America, Spider-Man.
Yep.
Yeah.
So those would be my 4 choices. All righty. Reboots versus retcons. Do you prefer when a publisher pretends the last 20 years didn't happen or tries to explain the mess?
Ugh.
I got it. Yeah, pretend it didn't happen. It's okay.
That's a reboot
Mm.
versus a retcon.
Oh,
There's no need to go back and explain why these things don't mesh when they should. No, there's no need for that. Audiences find these properties at their own pace.
yeah.
And if they found a version that's 20 years old and uses technology that's outdated and terminology references TV shows and artists that are long gone and dead, that's okay. That's a piece of history that needs to be respected and left alone. And of course, there's newer stuff for people who encounter it today. And the beautiful thing is that if you only find out what came out yesterday, you can always investigate and delve deeper into the rabbit hole of comic book
It's easier.
collecting and
Yeah.
find out that there's over 100 years of history there for the taking for you to find.
Yeah, and I find that's easier today than it was when I was a kid. Finding old Golden Age comics where I lived was impossible. They just weren't available. But today, almost everything is available somehow or some way. So, but my answer to that is, personally, I think comic book companies depend entirely too much on continuity. So ignoring it, if it doesn't fit today's storytelling, just ignore it. So yeah, not go back and try to explain what's happened before. That's an awful lot of work to try and it makes everything convoluted. Just tell a good story. Is the important thing, and don't worry about the continuity. Just tell a good story, and there's a basic character to each character, or group, or whatever. So there's a basis for why they got together, or why they are who or what they are. If you stay true to that, the continuity, just ignore it. It's not that important. Telling a good story with those characters is what's important.
So you'd rather reboot than retcon?
No, I don't know that I would do either. Just just ignore it. So I guess a reboot is what you would call that. But yeah, it just not worry about from day one. Not worry about continuity. Just tell good stories.
Cass?
This one is hard for me because initially I do agree that depending on the skill of the person who is writing the story, right? And it's a challenge being able to take something that is not popular and figure out like how to blend that going forward. So there's like some things with that, but then I think about how I feel. Like I especially when it comes to death, right? It becomes harder. Like I think the choice becomes harder when it comes to death. I think about aliens, like the alien property, and how I felt in Alien 3 and how I wished that it would be completely wiped from it and we forget it and they can do something completely different, right? That's how I felt.
Preach it.
But
Yeah.
I do think in my heart I would want to work with the bad to try and make it good. So if that's called a reboot, so be it.
Reboot is scrapping everything and starting over.
Yeah.
Well, retcon is trying to work within the previous
retcon would
story
be
and
past, though, but to change the past, to say that this person's origin story is now different, right?
Yeah.
I don't.
Well, that's a reboot. That's a reboot, but
I would call that retconning. When you go back and you revamp, tell a different story. A reboot would be okay. To me, I think you're starting the property of like here was the initial Green Lantern who was John Stewart. Now here's the new Green Lantern. I'm rebooting that property as this, right? Like
Hal Jordan, and
that's
then
just
later,
how I interpret it. But I would want to keep all the challenge would be to keep everything and figure out how to tell the news.
According to the question, it says you want to try to explain the mess. So you would try to tie it in.
I would try. I think that would be my challenge as a writer. How can I take, whether it's somebody else's badness or my own, and figure out how to make it good in some form? That would just be the challenge, right? Whether it's just kernels of it, or I don't know, but I would try and do that.
Highlander 2.
Same thing, right? You're like, wow, it didn't exist. You might say that about
that was Hawkman 0.5. Yes.
You might say that about Highlander 3 too, though. Like,
I like the idea of alternate universes where you take, say a movie.
That's what DC did. Yeah.
Yeah. Say, let's take Avengers Endgame. I didn't like that Tony Stark died, obviously, because he's my boy. In an alternate universe, I would like to explore the story where he survives. Maybe he survives with, down one arm and scarred badly, but he survives. How does he go forward from there? He
gets a suit of armor, dresses in green, and boom, there you go.
Oh no, he gets a nanotech arm.
It becomes Dr. Doom.
You don't.
Thank you. Somebody caught it.
You don't consider that a reboot though, Barb? Like they're rebooting the property in a different.
No, because that would be starting all over from the beginning.
Oh, okay.
With essentially the same character. Yeah.
That's different. Yeah, like the story of that person starts anew, but it's like in a different realm. We're not going back and reinventing.
It's like bringing Bucky back. He was dead, and now then they turned him into the
Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier, thank you.
He literally,
which annoyed me a little, but
he never died in the comics, guys. They never showed that.
Or like Pa Kent, who dies in a tornado instead of a heart attack. That's that starts it all over again. Whatever.
True. Good point.
Different origin story, but no, I think I like the idea of alternate universe stories. If I don't like the way this ended or something like that, or I want to change something, start at a particular point in the story and go off. The timeline splits.
Is that a retcon or a reboot then? Which one is it?
I don't know. That's an alternate universe.
I think it's a reboot of that property in a different. Because you're
Well,
not
it's kind
changing the old one.
Yeah.
You're just saying this is a branch.
Yeah, it's
Branch of the timeline.
Yep. It's kind of what
Okay.
John Byrne's doing with the X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Which I
he's-
One
bought
last
last
question.
week. Yes,
Good. Yeah, have you read it yet?
it's gone. Yeah, I read it. Yeah.
Yeah, what'd you
One
think?
last question for the night.
Awesome.
And then,
Awesome.
really? Okay.
All
That'd
right.
be worth looking at.
Should there be a sarcasm font?
Oh,
I'm assuming in comics. Yes,
Yes.
yeah.
that was sarcasm.
No. No. I'm just gonna say no, but I don't have I don't have a reason to say no. I'm just gonna say no. I think sarcasm comes through in the way that the dialogue is designed, but I don't know.
And the expressions on the face.
Yeah.
If you're a good enough writer, you don't need a sarcasm font.
Yeah.
Just draw the twinkle in their eye.
Well, how about you, Javier?
Wow. I have to say that there is a really great example of excellent lettering that affects how I read a book, and that was in Todd Klein in Sandman.
Yes.
He had different fonts and different techniques to show different types of speech, especially like small letters for whispers and such. But I think we as humans, we already don't know how to communicate. If you add a sarcasm font to it, where would it end? It would never end. Everything would be sarcastic, and we don't need sarcasm in our comics, honestly. I don't know. I don't know. I would say yes, it's a tool, but I would personally abuse it because that's what I did when I first got on the internet and found out very quickly that my sarcasm is not everybody else's sarcasm.
Yeah.
And it came back to me very, very quickly. So I learned my
Oh, yeah.
lesson. So I never
Yeah,
use
the
sarcasm.
internet's a great teacher in that respect.
I am conflicted because I mean we've got special fonts for Thor's speech. We have black balloons with white writing for Sandman.
Mhm.
We've got the little squiggly speeches when somebody's like moaning or going, "Oh, I'm dying," or whatever like that. So we do have specialized fonts that are meant to portray certain types of speech or certain moods or circumstances, like the Lamoni font. So I'm conflicted on, I suppose, if you have doubts in yourself as a writer, you would probably love a sarcasm font.
Mm-hmm.
But a truly good writer would be able to portray that it's sarcasm just from the character's face, gestures, body language, and conversation.
Yeah.
So
That'd be
I
a
don't think-
crutch. Yeah,
it is a crutch. Well, it's a lot of
Yeah,
things.
sarcasm
a lot
font
of
would be a crutch.
there's a lot of fonts that are a crutch, though. So adding another crutch to all the other crutches, I don't know. Maybe not. All right, we do have one time for one more. It's going to be a quickie.
Okay.
Could a Viking warrior defeat a Japanese samurai?
That's not a
Yes.
question. I think that both could defeat each other. It just depends on which warrior is more prepared at the time.
On any given day, on any given field. Is that what you're saying?
Day, it's the most prepared at the time, and I don't think it's exclusive to whether one is a Viking and one is a samurai. Both highly trained warriors, so whichever one is most
If
prepared.
if they've never met before, boy, that's tough.
Yeah.
I would think the Viking might have an edge, but as if a really good samurai could be fast, and those blades are razor sharp. So I don't know, but I would think a Viking would have brute strength on his side necessarily, because he'd be bigger and longer reach. So yeah, I would think maybe a Viking.
Javier?
I would put it down to their technology. Because a man is only as fast as a man is. It doesn't matter if he's born in Asian, Orient versus, Scandinavia. But the technology in their sword making is different. And samurai swords do bend and also do break. And I would compare that to a Viking sword that, for example, has been in the mud for 1,400 years, and we just found one recently. Those bastards are very tough, very thick, and I would assume after a certain amount of wear and tear, the Viking would break the samurai sword. But to Cass's point, the skill level, of course, is the other great variable here. A very skilled samurai versus a low skilled berserker Viking. They might encounter a lot of dirty tricks, a lot of screaming and other things, but if the one factor I would say would be their ability of their swords to handle the exchange of violent hitting to each other against their shields, against their armor, especially the helmets and such. I would give it to the Viking by a very slim margin.
Yeah. Yep, I would agree.
And this hurts me to say because I'm got Viking blood, but I think the Ninja Warrior I'm going to go with.
That's very different.
Well, where's Ninja coming from? Wait a minute, hold on. That was not in the question.
Or no, Japanese samurai.
Samurai, warrior class.
Because ninjas are Batman. If they're prepared enough, they'll beat everybody.
I meant Japanese samurai because they're taught to be fast and whether the Vikings got a big broadsword or an axe, that's slower. The weapons are slower. And even if the Vikings are nimble, which is debatable.
I don't know. That's what if they have two single hand axes? That's a pretty fast weapon. I mean, that is hard. It's just hard.
Well, samurai's got a katana too, so they have two swords.
You're assuming that
they also use bow and arrow too.
And they also
get down to it.
They also,
they were
a ranged
elite
weapon as well.
The samurais were the elite warriors, and they trained constantly.
I think you have a samurai is a class, right? So you could be a crappy samurai. It's not like all samurai were elite, right? Like you could be a crappy samurai. Now, if you're talking about like the Shogun's Guard, they are elite, right? They are higher because they are the guy, right? Now, that's not everybody.
You could be a crappy Viking too, for that matter.
You could. What I'm saying is who shows up and who's prepared. Because you can highly skilled, you can understand distance, and it doesn't matter that you have reach. Right? Boxers do it all the time, right? Like you can have a short. Now, size is a thing. So if I'm heavy and it's equal, I'm gonna impose my will on someone who is not as heavy. But if I'm highly skilled and I'm not as heavy, it doesn't matter. We saw little Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guys take on Larry Will and pick him up, throw him, like pin it. It doesn't. It's who's prepared.
It's skill.
Physics.
Yeah, it comes down to skill.
Yeah. Okay, I think we've wrapped up. And as usual, I did not get through all of my questions because I always come up with more questions. I'll save them for next time. Yeah, I did this time. I used up most of my questions from last time that I had saved, so I will save my unused ones for the next round. And thank you, everybody. Thank you for joining us on a wild and crazy round robin. Next week does anybody know what next week is?
Survey says.
Oh,
I saw you put out a questionnaire for folks to fill out.
Yep.
So I forget whether it was on LinkedIn or on Facebook, but I saw it somewhere.
So go fill it out if you're watching. And you
please. Because we need
I'll put
survey.
Silverline's page. Yeah, maybe I should do that. Yeah. There you go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everywhere. Put it up everywhere.
I'm gonna have to go look at it so I can get an idea what we're in for next week. I can study ahead of time.
Yeah, there's a link to the questionnaire if I remember properly. Yes,
Okay.
but I'm not going to cheat. I'm not going to download it.
Well, I'm gonna
No,
cheat
you
as
should
far
go
as looking at the questions
You should go and look at the questions if
because
you
we're
want.
not gonna know what the survey.
Okay. Well,
You're not
results
gonna
are.
know. You're not gonna know exactly. You're not gonna know the results. Yeah.
okay.
I can guess, but at least I'll have a little forewarning as to what their subjects are going to be. Okay, thank you for joining us tonight, everybody. Join us again next week when Kaz has Survey Says, and as we like to say
Family
at the end
Feud.
at the end of our shows, make mine
Make mine
Silverline.
Silverline.
Hi, I'm Chris Olm. I'm the former editor-in-chief of Malibu Comics. Make mine Silverline.